Pronator teres. I don't think the pronator teres actually is on your list.
No.
Yeah.
But the pronator
Like a
It is, yeah, and that's in the wrist. Okay, that's just going to pull the radius over. Okay, pronate the hand. Okay. That's it for the arm. Unless you can find something else on your list.
No. No.
So learn all this.
Everybody cool on the pelvis now? Let's do it one more
Yeah.
time.
Hold on.
Every time, review, okay?
Where is the
Repeat.
pelvis here?
What if I wanted to put a little green sticker on these two muscles back here? What would you call them? They're in the back. The erector spinae. Okay? The erector spinae. Right over here, it's the same muscle. This might be more likely to show up on the test. This big muscle right here in the back.
Rectus penis.
That's the erector spinae.
Rectus
It
penis.
has a few different little tendrils that go in different directions, and it's got about 6 different sub-names. But as a group, we're just calling it the erector spinae. Okay? And what does that do? What is the action?
Bend you over?
This is flexion.
Yeah, flexion.
The erector spinae flexes you.
No.
Extension.
It's going to pull the back up straight. It's going to extend the back or hyperextend the back.
Okay.
Your flexors for your abdomen and hip are here, okay? For the torso anyway. So when the rectus abdominis contracts, that makes you flex. That's sit-ups, okay? But when you're arching your back and trying to strengthen that muscle, which is a very good muscle to strengthen, I've seen data that show that that's one of the muscles in the body that can be strengthened much more than other muscles just by exercise. So, and it's good to help control your back and keep from getting back injuries.
How would you exercise?
Like lay on a bed and do back arches like that.
Extending, right?
Yeah, extending the back. Or if you've got one of those workout balls, you know, you sort of lay on the ball and extend. You can even put some weights out and make it even harder. You know? But that'll strengthen up the lower back and helps prevent back injury. So, a lot of physical therapists.
Was that laying your belly on the ball and lifting up?
Yeah, and lifting up your back, hyperextending. Okay. In front now, we have the psoas major, okay, and the iliacus, again, and the iliac fossa, just like we did on the leg over here. Okay, they're going to go down and form the iliopsoas together. Okay, but the ones you need to know for the pelvis, the floor muscles here, the fibers that run from the pubic bone to the coccyx, again, it's the pubococcygeus. Okay, and the iliac fibers are the iliococcygeus, and they sort of form a sling, the floor. Okay, together they're called the levator ani, and that's what you're seeing here when you look at the posterior triangle here. Okay? That's just the coccygeus, iliococcygeus, and pubococcygeus together. They form that sling. Inside the sling here, though, right at the rectum, if we make that cut, you're going to see the rectal sphincter. Okay? The little donut has been cut in half, so you see both sides of it. Okay? And don't forget the urethral sphincter here in front with the urethra, the little red muscle right there. Okay? That's a voluntary controlled muscle. Okay? It's skeletal muscle, not smooth muscle. Okay? So that's right there. The other ones we need to worry about in the anterior triangle.
Are these circular muscles in the
Yeah.
middle? Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like donuts. Okay? But you're just cutting them in half, so you can't really see that. Here's the triangle. Okay? If this is the ischium, the muscle right next to it is the ischiocavernosus. Right? And then around the labia we have the bulbospongiosus. Okay? And then going across the perineum, we have the superficial transverse perineum. Okay? So those are the only ones you need to know here.
So the urogenital diaphragm?
It's basically the floor where the anterior triangle is sitting on, where those muscles are sitting on it. And sometimes it's more of an imaginary line than anything else, but it can be a little bit of fascia. Sometimes it's got a very thin muscle in it, but clinically we're not too concerned about that right now. Okay. All right, that does that. You want to do the head?
That's easy.
Okay, you've named half the muscles of mastication. What are the others?
You got okay, you got your superior rectus, your inferior rectus, your medial.
What? Are you talking about the eyes?
Yeah, no,
The muscles of mastication.
Oh,
Chewing.
sorry. That is
Unless you eat with your eyes like I do.
Pterygoids?
Yeah, right. The pterygoids are the ones inside here, okay, the medial and lateral. They come off at an angle so they can pull the jaw sideways. So that's where you get the grinding motion again. These are simply chewers, up and down, all right? The digastrics will help open the mouth, okay? But you have a lot more strength closing and biting, okay? But to grind, you need the pterygoids inside.
Pterygoids, medial and lateral.
Right, right. Okay, so that's muscles of mastication, and they're all controlled by the trigeminal nerve, so that's a different cranial nerve than the ones of facial expression, okay? Which is seventh nerve, the facial nerve. So, let's start on the top here. There's the frontalis, okay? The occipitalis.
Occipitalis.
When they are joined by the glia aponeurosis, then we call it one muscle is the epicranius, on or above the cranium, basically. That's how it got the name. So it's a name for position, right? Epicranius. What does the frontalis do for us?
From.
Raise your
No.
eyebrow.
Yeah, raise your eyebrow. Gives that surprise look. Okay. How about the corrugator right here? What does that do?
Wrinkles the.
It kind of pulls your eyebrows together, right? So you get that frown. You get that, I'm not ready for this test look. Then the round muscle around the eye.
Orbicularis, oculi.
Orbicularis. The orbit, okay. Orbicularis oculi. Okay. There's a few facial muscles here that you're not responsible for, but one coming off the zygomatic bone is the zygomatic. Right. It inserts into a tendinous insertion by the side of the orbicularis oris. Okay, so it doesn't go on bone there at all. It's just inserted into the soft tissues. Okay? And that's the one that's going to pull the corner of your mouth up. Okay, it's a smiling muscle. Okay. How about the one that goes this, pipes up the cheeks? Buccinator up here. Okay. Okay. Now corrugator's up here then. Okay, that's the one that does that. The buccinator pipes up the cheeks. Okay, that's the trumpet muscle. Yeah. You see some of the guys that really have the big cheeks. You can see the line of the buccinator across their cheek when they blow really hard. You know, they get two bulges above and below the buccinator. Okay. All right, and that just increases the pressure inside the mouth for swallowing things. Okay. It forces things to the back of the throat. And we've already talked about the oris. Then the masseter. I think we're pretty much done.
What's the plat?
Oh, platysma. Platysma.
What about the diaphragm?
Of what?
It just says diaphragm, central tendon.
Oh, well, diaphragm.
Okay, just
And I showed you that aponeurosis, the
Okay.
central tendon of the diaphragm. Okay. We have a couple of these models that have models of their diaphragm. So if we throw their diaphragm out there, what's the tendon called? Central tendon of the diaphragm. Okay. That might be one of the few muscles you'll see all by itself. You know, everything else we should see together. Okay. So, let's do the neck and the back a little bit. Oh, again, that's this the muscle that gives you that, and its insertion is on the corner of the mouth as well. It's just like the buccinator. So you can't do that without pulling the mouth down. Okay. So.
No, I can't.
Now, what's the difference between the corrugator that frowns?
The coordinator's
Oh, the corrugator. Okay, I'm thinking
Corrugator.
frown.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one kind of look. Here's another kind.
So that's the medium frown.
If you do it all together, it's very strange.
Can you show us the plexus? Doctor, can you show us the plexus?
It's in the neck, right here. There is no platysma on
It's
that.
not on that one.
It's in the skin, so once you take the skin off, it's gone. Okay?
Oh,
So you
here it
only
is.
see it on something like this.
Like this.
They've left it on here.
Looks like
Yeah. You see some of these little fibers running down here.
That's a platysma?
These are platysma, but you know, we'll make it clear what we're looking for.
okay.
If,